There we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big Mike here.
Terry.
Yeah, I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready for this.
My hair is tickling my nose.
So, hey guys, it's Wednesday. It's family night. It started off with our mountain home at 4.
Yes.
Then Mama V over at Possum Run at 5. And then 3 Mississippi kicked it off at 6 o'clock. Let's see. We found out that Sid
not a good
failed
husband.
at husband training.
Not good husband trainer.
No, she's not.
I mean, I'm not a good teacher. And you were pretty well trained.
But Sid is prettier than the days long. And so, you know, if she couldn't put up with Mike, she could find another husband. Just saying, Mike, you need to step up your game, brother. Okay? Because you married up. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that. And then, hey, Pretty and Pooch came on. I don't know what happened to DD5. I think they're kind of busy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're coming close to that move date. And so those 2 channels usually are on. Pretty and Pooch was on. Mm-hmm. And then we come on at 8. Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse at 9. And then Peter at Old Man King
at 10.
Homestead closes it out at 10 o'clock. So that is family night here on the YouTubers. BoobTube. So the featured channel of the night. Mm-hmm. I finally said that correctly, didn't I?
I think so.
I think I did. And that's our friend over at Minty Cactus.
Minty Cactus.
She lives down there in the greater Tucson area in Arizona.
Yes.
Our old stomping grounds. We really wanted to go to town and do something. What was it, 62 miles to Tucson?
Yeah, if that.
Something like that.
Hi, Wiley.
From Sierra Vista.
It has been a minute.
Is Wiley in here?
Yeah, I love you guys too.
Working with Wiley. That's a working man.
He is.
He's a working man. Good Lord. So anyway, Minty Cactus, we don't know what her name is. We searched.
I can't.
We searched.
It seems like we've heard her name before.
Yeah. But her stage name is Minty. So we're going to call her Minty. She has 2.4K in subs. She has 1,845 videos. She always does a morning sunrise live that I join in most days. She has 1.7 million views.
Yep.
We read on Minty's About page, this channel is about Arizona and my passions. I show live sunrise Monday through Friday in the AM, of course. Take walks through Arizona and show what I find. We have random discussions as well about a variety of topics. Come join us in the mornings or take a walk with me around Arizona. Have a great day.
Oh, here you go.
So that's Minty Cactus. Again, she's down in... Actually, I like the area that she lives in.
Yeah. Unless you're on the ocean, I don't think you can get much better sunrise and sunset than Arizona.
Yeah.
Beautiful sunrise.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. And moderators, or I think Terry put it in there earlier.
I posted the link to her page at the top.
Oh, it's at the top. There you go.
So
if you feel froggy, go over there and check her out.
And it's also in the
Now, her morning discussions is purely adult, have some coffee, talk about whatever pops up, and they have some good discussions over there. So check her out.
There you go.
That's Minty Cactus. All right. So the National Day of, that's Terry's bit.
There were a lot of day ofs today.
Some silly,
National Unicorn Day.
I don't even think there is a unicorn anywhere in the world.
Unless you're counting narwhals. I don't know.
Is that the unicorn of the sea?
Yeah. Maybe a rhinoceros. It only has the one.
No, they have two bumps.
Well, some of them, yeah. Yeah.
But I think it has to come out of your forehead.
Yeah. Not
to
off
be
your,
legal.
Not off your nose.
Yeah. And a narwhal, where's theirs? Off their nose?
No, I don't know. It's above their mouth. I don't know. They don't really have a nose. They're a sea creature.
I haven't studied the horns of a narwhal.
Yeah. All right. So that was one. Then it's a library outreach day. It's Former Prisoner of War Recognition Day.
Yes.
Education and Sharing Day. Chinese Almond Cookie Day.
Very good cookies.
Winston Churchill Day. There you go, Paul. And Name Yourself Day. So we named Mike Bob on the thumbnail.
Yeah, I want to be called Bob.
Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't your first choice. You wanted to be called Richard.
Richard.
Yeah.
With the nickname of
no.
Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a friend named Dick.
Well, you weren't friends with the Cheneys, I'm guessing.
No.
And
I don't think I've ever. There's Dick Tracy.
There is.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
I've been to Dick Van Dyke's house, helping my brother-in-law. He had a steel company. We were putting a metal fence around the pool. I didn't know it was Dick Van Dyke until right before we were leaving. I'm going, holy crap, that's Dick Van Dyke sitting over there.
Gary at Jailbait and Tackle Outdoor says, "What's up, Bob?"
Hey, Bob. Yeah.
Anyway.
So those are the National Day of. So who do we have in the chat?
Well, I got to scroll way back up because
we got 43 people
I'm
in here now.
Really behind again. There's Joe Fix It For You. He was in here this morning. Tamara and David. Marianne Bimler. I'm going to try and go fast. Happy Yum. Hello.
Slow down.
I'm trying to go fast so I don't get so behind.
Because there was some comments yesterday about how I got through everybody in the chat. And they said, why can't Terrie do that?
Yeah. Okay.
And I can't remember who said that.
Because how many did you have in there?
Oh, that was Sir Paul Honeyman that made that comment.
The other thing is you talk and then I can't get through them. When you're just reading them, you can get through them. But if you're talking and I can't read them because you're talking like I'm doing now.
Hey, there's Happy Yum.
See? There's Liberty Layers Hideout.
We just watched a video of yours.
He's got chickens and peacocks.
Yes, and we are now subscribed to your channel.
And he's got doodles. I'm not sure what kind of doodles, but they're doodles.
Dog doodles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's Sir Paul Honeyman. Judy Herman is here. Greg and Gina, hello. There is Dana and Tim Mason and Stella and Renly, maybe. There's David Glunt in Delaware. There's Treasure Hunter Neil, Arlene.
Oh, so Beth did find Treasure Hunter because there was in the chat he wasn't answering his phone. Neil,
well, he's here now.
You're going to get a tongue lashing by Beth. You don't answer your damn phone.
There's Reverend Joe Jacobson from Eastern Iowa.
All right.
There's Beth at BNS Odyssey.
See, she's tracking Neil now.
Yeah. There's Heather Hopper. I said Tamara and David, Greg and Gina are here. Hello, Lacey P. Summers. There is Roadkill Ron. Tony at Our Cabin in the Woods. The sweet Leanne Gunther is here. And buenas noches to Jovita. Hello. And I keep trying to get him to go to South Texas, and he keeps drifting back up towards the mid area.
Hey, there's some good deals down in South Texas.
There are. Really
brand new homes. Oh my gosh.
Really good. Well, let's see. I gotta catch up. Debbie Druck. Hello. Jody Young. Hello, Jody. How are you? Angie.
Angie.
I said hi.
I miss you, Angie.
Yeah. Said hi to Wiley.
Man, we're gonna have a whole weekend of singing that song.
Yeah. There's Lynn the Okie Dokie. Hi, Lynn.
All right.
And Magnificent Germany with Darian.
Hi, Darian.
And who else is in here? I gotta catch back up.
Do you say hello to Lacey?
I did.
Okay.
I sure did.
Working with Wiley.
Gary at Jailbait and Tackle Outdoors.
Gary.
There's James Hall, y'all.
All right.
And if I miss you, I apologize.
Rhonda Dotson.
Rhonda's here.
Lord is prepping for heaven.
Yeah.
It's always good to see Jody back in the chat.
It is.
Everybody say hello to Jody. Everybody say hello to Jody. Okay.
There's Rebecca, Touched by Yarn.
All right, Rebecca.
And Kentucky Bluegrass Living.
There they are.
Brampton Gardner.
There she is.
Rochelle. Hi, Rochelle.
All right.
I don't think Mike appreciated that one little clip you sent me.
Which one? About
staying calm.
Oh, yeah. I didn't care for that burying your husband in the backyard.
It was good, though. Let's see. You're going to quit sending me stuff because I show them to you. But it was funny. Oh, wait. Rochelle said, according to Dexter's narwhal stuffies, it's where the nose would be.
Oh. So where is the nose?
Above the mouth.
So, okay. Again, I haven't studied the narwhal.
No. What?
We watch YouTube.
Hello. Brampton Gardner says she's known plenty of dicks.
I bet you have. And that was probably just a name given to him by you.
Kentucky Bluegrass Living said, Paul, I got no spiffy chicken comment, but some things can go unsaid. I don't know what Paul said. What did Paul say? Probably don't want to read whatever Paul said. Let's see. Jovita said, you look like a Mike to her.
There you go. I feel like a Mike.
All right. There's Drunken Chef Barbecue, speaking of Arizona.
And Rambling with the Broom.
Hey, Scott.
I think he's now like a deputy mayor.
Something.
Yeah, I think he's a deputy mayor.
There's Jake Hudson.
We know royalty.
That's not royalty. That's a politician.
Don't they call things up there
Scott's a politician? That's like a bad word.
Like
politician.
the Royal Mounted Mayor? Well, the Royal something.
That's the Royal Mounted Police. Okay.
My lord.
There's Ricky at Narrowway Farm.
All right, Ricky. Petty Jean River. There's Bobby.
Let's see. Deborah Spiker. Hello.
Hello, hello.
And who else is here? Yep, Angie has her own theme music. That's right.
That's right.
There's Ed S. And Jovita said Mike will come around when he visits South Texas. He will love it. The fishing, etc. Free fishing and hunting license for life. Yep.
Hey, Drunken Chef Barbecue from my old hometown.
I said, speaking of Arizona.
Oh, okay.
See,
yeah.
This is why it takes me forever to get through and see who all's here. Annabore, Robin, hello.
Hey.
I know, Scott. I'm sorry. There's Bobby at Petty Jean River.
Yes, there is.
It is. Shirley De La Cruz. Team Ohio, be happy. There's Susie Jacobson.
Hi, Susie.
Susie. Lori Karp is here.
You say Judy Herman?
Hello, Judy Herman.
All right.
And who said that? Oh, Kentucky Bluegrass Living said there are a lot of moderators, Mike. You're well protected.
There you go.
There's Alicio De La
Cruz.
Well,
there has been times where there's like only one moderator.
Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
We got a lot of them in here tonight. That's good. And we love our moderators.
And we trust them all.
That's right. Except for Scott. No.
Well, we don't really trust what Paul might say. but he does a good job saying it.
Just playing, guys. Let's see. Wanda Henry. Where am I at? I'm at 8:12. I'm only 3 minutes behind now, guys.
Only 3.
There's Des. Hello, peaceful Des.
All right.
And she says, stop for the night at a hotel in Louisiana before heading to Texas tomorrow. So, yes, what is it? Rendezvous.
Yep.
Is tomorrow. I can't remember.
The third edition.
Yeah.
Of the Rendezvous.
Just outside Houston, Texas.
It's actually called. I don't know what's wrong with these mouses. Operation Rendezvous 3.
There we go.
April 11th through the 13th.
So if you're down in the...
That is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Retreat RV and Camping Resort in Huffman, Texas. And the guest hotel will be the Best Western Plus in Humble, Texas.
Yes. Brampton Gardner. Rochelle says Royal Mountain Mare.
I don't know what you guys call them. You guys got funny names for things.
Oh.
It's like over in England because it's, it spills over between the French and the British, and because you guys are a bunch of hodgepodge just like we are.
Maybe he's Duke Scott now or something. I don't know. Earl.
Ooh.
I don't know.
He's an earl. Yeah, he's not the
I don't
king.
think it works that way.
He's the earl of the city.
Scott said, close, Mike. I've got king lineage in my family. I'll settle for Sir.
Okay, Sir Scott.
There we go.
There you go.
Has he been knighted?
He should be. Wanda Henry.
Yeah.
There she is.
She is. Our life off grid. Hello.
All right.
There's Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse.
Yeah.
And we did mention he will be on after us at 9 o'clock.
That's right.
There's Janice Woolham. Hello.
Hi, Janice. Did everybody say hello to Jody?
I hope so.
Have you been checking?
I haven't.
I'm taking roll later, people.
Scott, I was playing. If I didn't joke, then you wouldn't know I cared. Let's see.
There's the wise words from Rochelle.
Yes, she says, I chuckled when it reminded me as a mod, my job is to remove inappropriate comments. Does that include my own?
No, that's Paul's job.
Yeah, Paul should be removing yours.
Rochelle,
You
your
should
job
be
is to
removing
monitor
Paul's.
Paul.
Yes. Let's see. Kentucky Bluegrass Living says, in order to cook fish, Mike, you have to go fishing. He said, I go fishing at Captain D's.
Yeah, we go to Captain John's.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do a little crabbing, a little fishing, a little surf and turf.
Yeah, maybe some salmon catching.
Yeah. Some jambalaya.
Hey, there's Glenn and Shannon, Salty Life.
All right. See, I want to go fishing with him down in the Gulf of America.
Well, that's why I keep getting us trying to move us South Texas so we can go to the Gulf of America and go fishing.
But first, if somebody would invite me down for a fishing trip for like redfish, whatever, I would probably leave Terry here and drive all the way. Somebody's got to take care of the animals and walk the dogs and all that stuff. So I would, surrender the homestead to you so I could go down there and go fishing.
That's okay. I'll go meet Jovita and we'll go fishing.
Well, I do that when you go to Waco for your...
That's true.
Let me get away from Mike weekends.
That's not why I go. Maybe. Sometimes.
I'm home all the time.
All time.
She's in transition.
Yeah. I like having my me time every once in a
Hey,
while.
there's Rosanna.
Yep.
Rosanna.
Got a song for everybody.
Who
Ovita said Elton John is
sang that song, Rosanna? If anybody knows who sang that song, I will send you a meetup t-shirt. Go now.
First one, not
Go down
everybody.
to the bottom. Go down to the bottom.
You got it over there.
Oh, am I? There it is right there.
Toto.
Angie, Our Cabin in the Woods
Right.
is the winner. Toto. Wow.
So we got to send Angie.
We got to send Angie a t-shirt. Or have you guys already bought meetup shirts? Let me know also.
Let us know what you would like.
Just email me your size and your address and all that, and I'll send it to you. And the color. Our merch store is in our About. Just click on the link there, and it'll take you to all the shirts. Just tell me what you want. If it's a meetup shirt, empty Homestead shirt, whatever you want.
All right. Where am I at?
Oh, you're. Wait a minute. Yeah. Wait. Angie.
You double checking?
Oh, after the other week,
Yeah.
and we had 3 winners.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Angie was the first one. That was quick. Is Carrie in here? There she is.
Hi, Carrie.
Yay, Carrie's here.
Hopefully we get to see her soon.
Yeah. I enjoy her little.
There's Dawn.
I enjoy your rants on Facebook.
Dawn's watching the softball game.
Who's playing? OU?
I would guess so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, my mouse battery's low. It's probably going to die while I'm
How many times
scrolling.
we get to plug that thing in?
I don't know. I think I need a new one. Yeah. Rochelle says she didn't get paid enough to keep Paul in line.
Oh, there you go.
And now I'm behind again. Judy Herman says, does that mean I should be queen? I have Queen Victoria back in the 900s in my family heritage. I have Charlemagne. But
Well, really, Charlemagne, royalty? The only royalty you have is from Victoria's Secret.
and I have King Olaf the Tall.
And she's short. Because she's also got Pepe Le Short out of...
Pepin the Short out of France.
Yeah.
I got a weird bunch of people.
And the funny thing is our lineage both goes to Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably missed people now. I'm scrolling and not paying attention. Hi, Ace. I can't be too far behind because I just saw the Carrie comment.
There you go.
Beth said, well, I guess Paul is good at knowing what's inappropriate.
Yeah, he does.
Tony said, Mike, you need to go out on your boat again.
Yeah, I do. I got to be able to get in my boat. That's the problem.
Yeah. And out of it.
Yeah, it's...
Getting in and out of it's going to be a chore. Pretty Roxy 19. Hello.
You just don't realize how... I mean, you take, you figure, hey, you can get in and out and it's no problem.
Not when
But
you...
man, when you get 2 artificial hips now...
Because it sits so low anyway. You had a hard time before.
Yeah.
And now you can't sit with your legs at more than a 90 degrees. So I don't know that.
And my boat isn't built to put a ladder in the back either. If you're in the water.
Yeah, so then he has to climb.
So if I fall out of the boat,
He
she's
can't
just going to
get
have
in.
to throw me a rope
Yeah.
and then
Tow him in.
boat me into the shore. No, she's got to learn how to operate the boat.
Well, I know how.
Because I'm so big trying to get behind the steering wheel and then try to get out of it. So she's going to have to learn how to do the boat.
Okay.
And me just fish. It's like having an Uber,
Angie
boat
said
Uber.
they have one. Donate it to someone else, please.
Oh, they already got those?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can give you an empty Homestead one or a Sergeant's Talk TV one.
Rochelle needs you said get you a man cave. He has a man cave. It's called the shop.
Yeah, and a gun room.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The secret,
a pew room.
Secret room. That's not so secret.
Yeah.
Because we have a whole video on that.
At least they're safe during tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
And if it takes everything away, we can find everything in one
weird
metal box.
My mouse is probably about to die. It just did weird stuff. Oh, Gary at Jailbait and Tackle said, I have Queen Latifah heritage.
Oh, really?
Rochelle said her mom's family's from Norway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually on 23andMe it says, because they've got the thing now where you can see, like, they've done DNA testing on old remains that they found, and
right.
I have a high-ranking Viking woman in Ireland, and I can't even remember, like, back in the 800s. It was a long time ago.
There's Pretty Roxy, 19.
Yep.
Welcome in.
Rochelle said you need to do yoga.
Okay. I couldn't do yoga when I was healthy.
Julie Cook said her grandma was from Norwegian blood and grandpa was German.
Yep. I think it breaks it down to like first Scandinavia, and then it breaks it down to locations within. Hey, Bar Run Forge, there's Troy.
Hi, Troy. Glenn and Shannon Salty Life said his boat is full of leaves. It's a rolling compost bin.
Julie Cook's here.
And Kentucky Bluegrass Living said, need someone to ride that Harley? I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
All right. There's Kevin hiking with Jackie Boy. And
Mike is going to do yogurt.
Yogurt. That'd be about right.
I'll do yogurt before yoga.
Yeah. Carrie said, that's why I kayak, just sitting the whole time. Otherwise, I would fall.
Paul said Mike missed my funny.
Aww.
Oh,
I'll get to it. I'm not there yet, Paul.
I'm at the bottom.
There's Austin Stelmach. Hello.
Hey, Austin.
And
Linda Peterson's in here.
Paul said, laughing out loud, is it a log? Is it a ski? No, it's Big Mike getting towed to shore.
That's right. Looked like a rope turd.
That's not.
I'm helping Paul out.
All right. Robin said, I use my walker to get into my tub. Do you think that will work with a boat? I don't.
I do have a walker, but I don't think I can.
No.
If I fall into the water, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah.
Lori's prepping for heaven said, that metal's going to want to drag you down.
See, I'm like a guy with no arms or legs out there. That's why my name is Bob.
You're Bob.
I'm Bob.
Oh, wow. Oh, Scott said his secret room is awesome.
Do what?
Scott said your secret room is awesome.
It is.
Judy Herman says she's at least 50% German on her dad's side also. And as we watch YouTube said, at least they're safe during tornadoes rolling on the floor. Yeah. We're safe from a lot of things. Debbie dropped. Daniel Boone was my great uncle, she said.
Really?
That's cool. And Carlo 21 Team Ohio, be happy. Hello.
I don't see where Angie said who she wants to give the shirt to.
I don't know.
Or if she wants a Sergeant's Talk TV shirt. So Angie hasn't answered.
Okay. Linda Peterson, hello. Brampton Gardner.
She'll take a Sergeant's Talk TV shirt in large.
Okay.
Okay.
Brampton
Right.
Gardner said put pool noodles on the walker.
Mike, did you hear about my news? Paul said. No, I haven't.
What news, Paul? Hey, I'm at the bottom. And we're only halfway through.
I don't think I've got your mailing address, Angie. So please email that to me, please.
I might have it, but yeah, send it anyway.
Yeah.
I know I do.
mthomesteadok@gmail.com.
Glenn and Shannon Salty Life says, hey, you know the difference between a man and a rooster? A man can't pick up corn with his pecker.
Okay. So we've had lots of rain, lots and lots of wind.
Yes.
It's been crazy around here.
Yes.
If you're a dead branch, you're in my yard.
Congratulations, Paul. He's going to
All
be
right.
a grandpa in November.
There you go.
That's awesome.
I've got 5 of those rascals. No,
More than that.
6.
Yeah.
Got 6 of those rascals. Lost count. Yeah, got 6 of them.
Square County Homestead. Hello.
Hey, Square County. Welcome in. So we got lots of rain. The ground is still a little damp. I can't get the tractor out there. We can't mow right now.
The grass is going crazy.
The grass is growing up.
I like it though because we got all these little wildflowers out in the yard, and it's really pretty.
Because normally we mow every Saturday, no matter what, or Friday or whatever. Now it can be any day,
unless it's raining,
or on a Friday I'd mow.
Unless it's
really I never
bad.
worked on Fridays, and then we always kept the lawn. We kept it right there at the 3-inch mark, and just run that 0 turn. Now she's doing it. She's finding it's enjoyable to mow when you don't have to really work. You can just ride, listen to some music in your earbuds, and yell at me, bring me some water, like I used to do to her. So, yeah, so that's kind of good. But the pasture, man, it needs mowed bad. That's thick.
Debbie Drox, she has 8 grandkids and 4th great grandkid on the way. Wow.
All right, Wiley, you get to bed.
Have a good night.
All right.
Tell Jen hello. Love her.
And then the morning talk with Mike is, what is that noise?
That is my phone.
Oh. Is that your mom?
Yeah.
That woman. So morning talks with Mike. It's doing well. Still losing subscribers because they don't like the way Big Mike thinks, and that's okay. I think nowadays in today's society, you can't have a weak mind. Okay. Fewer and fewer people are they're not open-minded. They want their side to be right. Okay.
Good night, Des.
And I'm all about, if I'm wrong, and I admit it. And it's just, everybody is so, I don't know if it's one thing. I did learn something today. Okay, and sharing it is probably a good thing. When you have to work every day and you're working paycheck to paycheck, working 2 jobs to pay the bills, to give your kids what they need, not what they want, but what they need. You don't have time to nitpick things. You got a job to do. You got responsibilities, but I'm finding it more and more that people who are a little bit better off or are having things handed to them, they're going to college and they don't have to worry about nothing because mom and dad's paying for it, yada, 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 seem to have more time on their hand to bitch about everything that they don't agree upon. You know what I mean? So, and we heard that today.
Yeah. Well, something similar anyway.
Something similar to that. Because if you have to work hard, you don't have time. I mean, who's going to let you off to go protest about tariffs? Yeah. Who's going to let you protest about this? Who's going to let you go out and say, hey, we're going to burn down Minneapolis today because we don't agree?
Yeah. We're going to complain because you misgendered us and our pronouns are this. That is a definite first world problem. I'm sorry, it is.
But it's just and shocking that we have so many people. Where do you guys find? I mean, I have all the time in the world, and I'm not out protesting stuff.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just. And when did protesting, anything you've seen in the last 10 years, actually result into a positive change?
Yeah.
You know? And then you lose once violence is introduced
into it. You've lost everybody at that point.
Know, or destruction is introduced to it. I mean, in the last 4 years, it was all about EV, and nobody protested except you're making it mandatory that we go to this, okay? But you didn't see people out protesting no EVs and all this stuff. But now, because a dude is cleaning up and exposing the fraud, waste, and abuse that your tax dollars are paying for, okay, everybody wants to protest the guy. And they said he needs to be deported. I'm sorry, he's a naturalized citizen. He went through the process. He's a U.S. citizen now. Yeah, he is from South Africa. He was born there. His dad's South African. His mom is Canadian. So he can go to any country he wants. But he said, I'm going to come here. I'm going to make thousands upon thousands of jobs. You know, he may not think up everything, but he's paying for all the think tanks that helps him create all these jobs, to include these new solar self-sufficient homes that you can buy. I can't afford one. It costs as much as the house does, but there's people that would buy them.
No, his houses aren't that high.
They're pretty expensive. Well, I know it's like almost a 10-year waiting list to get one. It's a huge waiting list, but people have time to go out and destroy cars because they don't agree. And it's nothing to do with EV vehicles.
Scott says they don't want him back. And he said, wish me luck. I crossed the invisible line tomorrow. You'll be fine. And
who's that?
Scott. And Carrie said 1,000% correct. The only vote I really have is where I put my dollar. And that's exactly right.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're going to protest, that'd be the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because
it's where you put your dollar. If you don't agree, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Okay, but don't hurt other people.
Right.
Don't bully. Don't humiliate other people. Don't say, hey, you need to go to their house and you need to kick them out of restaurants and you need to get into the. I mean, that right there, why these congressmen and senators say these things, why you keep voting them in, it does not make things change.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed except the amount of money, your tax dollars that they're spending, that they're hiding, that they're swindling, that they're doing everything but helping the people who's giving the money up.
No.
So that's why people leave my channel or our channel on Morning Talks with Mike, because I lay all this out on the line.
This is stuff he talks about. And I sometimes will talk about some. I will say though, and I can't remember the kid that did the video that brought most of this up. he does react videos.
He's a college kid.
And he's a college kid, and I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry I can't remember his name. But he was reacting to a talk from Yeonmi Park. She's North Korean that defected. She
went through China to get out of North Korea.
Yeah. And her whole thing is all these kids in colleges that are wanting to go socialism and communism. She does not understand. Just came from there. And she explained to them, this is why you don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because, it's bad. I mean, you listen to her story. I've read her book.
Yeah.
It is horrendous what those people go through. And if you think being in a socialist or communist country is a good thing because everybody's equal, think again, because they're not. There's always the bottom. There's always the top. Yeah. And the bottom there is horrid.
Yeah. The one thing she said in her book was they used to go out and get grass and they would collect sawdust from places where they're working, and they would mix sawdust, grass, and weeds and make soup. And they add the sawdust so it fills the kids' bellies up,
so they're not.
So they feel fuller.
Yeah.
Than eating grass, weeds, and flowers.
She was severely malnourished, and she went to the hospital, and they said, "Oh, you have appendicitis." She didn't. She didn't have appendicitis. They took a healthy appendix out, and of course, then she ends up with infections and everything else because they didn't have penicillin. And then she had to go outside to go to the bathroom.
You have to go outside to go to the bathroom at a hospital.
And there's this area outside, and it was cold, freezing, and they had bodies stacked where people had starved to death, and they stack them up. And she asked, because she's used to seeing the dead bodies.
It's like normal.
But then she looked and she's like, why are all their eyes hollow? Why do they not have eyes? And the nurse told her, because the softest part of the body is the eye, and the rats eating
them out.
So this is what this girl went through. And imagine coming from that to this country, and then people are complaining about things that seem
trivial.
Very trivial.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's bad.
Yeah. I don't want to work to pay my tuition off, pay it off. Everybody wants the participation trophy.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, and I agree with a lot of people, that it's our fault.
Yeah.
The people that raised this generation, it's the parenting fault that allowed them to think this way, because this way of thinking is learned. Okay. It's like people say, oh yeah, the only place there's no racism is in the nursery when kids are born and in the cemetery where they're buried.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's learned. Someone teaches them. And that's what Morning Talk with Mike is all about. We get into all this stuff, top news stories and blah, blah, blah. And I put the link at the top, and you can come up and you can say, Mike, you are wrong, or you can tell me your views. And that's why I started that. And that's every Monday and Friday at 8:30 in the morning. So bring your cup of coffee, sit down, relax, or get uptight.
And Carrie, I totally agree. Carrie said we have to have the conversations peacefully, like this. Otherwise, democracy is lost. And that's absolutely
correct.
When people lose their minds and start yelling and screaming and calling each other names, that's the one thing I hate the most. And it is bad on both sides. And
that's when you lose the fight, is when you lose your cool and your composure and you can't have an intelligent conversation.
And hello, Bowen. He said, I've heard Yeonmi a few times.
Yes.
And Husky Edna, hello, how are you?
Hey, Husky Edna, down in Australia land, our dear friend.
And Wanda Henry said opinions are like butts. We all have one.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about, to come up on my show on Monday and Friday and show your ass. Because pops there, probably people say, yo, there's Mike again showing his ass.
Yeah. Then Our Life Off Grid said everyone has the right to their own opinions. I'm not going to stop watching someone based on their thoughts and views if they don't always click with my own. Absolutely. Yeah, it is horrifying, Carrie. Absolutely. I read that book, and then I read another book of 3 different people that had escaped North Korea, and all very similar stories, all horrifying. And when I was reading, and I think I've talked about this on here before, but when I was reading Yeonmi's book, in my head, because of the things she was describing, like thinking 1930, it sounded like something out of Depression era for us.
Yeah.
But it was
worse.
Well, it was 2000s.
Yeah.
It was 2007s when she left.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was horrifying.
And then another horrifying, after she's gone through all this stuff, is she put her trust in somebody that says, hey, I got your sister out of here. I will take you out of the country. And they went across the Yellow River into China, and she paid off the North Korean guards, get her over there and put her straight into sex slavery.
And that's the problem with the illegal immigrants, because these people do not know what they're getting into. And it's not that I don't appreciate immigrants. Immigrants are a huge part of our country.
Yes.
And if you're here legally, that's great. But when they're bringing them over illegally, you're losing track of children. They get sold into sex slavery. They get trafficked. It's all human trafficking. And they're paying people and they're getting killed. And we had one here that got in an accident and 7 people in the back of a vehicle that were being smuggled in, and they all died.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's not that we don't like other.
We're a country of immigrants.
We are. It's just the way they're doing it is wrong.
Because we, guys, believe it or not, we have bad actors here in America.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a prime thing. Underground slave trade, sex workers, all that kind of stuff. And you're starting them out so young because there's a lot of sick people out there.
Yeah, the coyotes in Mexico will take everything they've got and sell them off. And then, of course, there's gang members, there's cartels, there's drugs. It's all bad. So it's just bad. Anyway, Carrie, she says the problem with entitlement. People need to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to teach your kids young to work.
Yeah.
Get them off the frickin' Xboxes and the PlayStations. Okay. They can get on that when they can afford one, and stop buying your kid's cell phone because they may need to get a hold of me. What did we do? We went to the office. I need to call my parent on the phone. Okay.
They still have those.
Yeah. I think a lot of parents get the phone just to track their kid.
Yeah. There's Melva.
It's a good tool to track them because that's one, they'll lose a coat, a cat, their backpack, but they won't lose that dang phone.
Mm-hmm. You say hi, Melva and Donnie are here.
Hey, Melva and Donnie.
And who else have I missed? I'm sure I've missed other things. Yeah, now they teach communism is good. It's not. You're surrendering, and that's what she was saying. You're surrendering your freedoms to a government. Do you trust the government? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't care who's in power. I don't trust them.
I work for them, and I didn't trust them.
They're not here to help.
Yeah, like Reagan said.
Good
That's
night,
the scariest
Glenn.
phrase in the world. Hi, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help you.
Glenn said, Mike, give me a heads up, and we'll definitely go fishing.
All right.
And he said, good night. I hope he has a good night. Let's see. Yes. Illegal immigration is responsible for the measles outbreak currently.
Yeah. Didn't they have 2 kids die in Texas?
Yes. And I think they were in the Mennonite or Amish community down there.
Because they do not inoculate their kids for measles.
No. John goes outdoors.
All right.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, Julie Cook said to become a legal citizen is expensive. That is wrong too. And I agree. I mean, they make it too expensive. Yeah. But the thing is, and I will say also in Korea, you can't just become a citizen. You have to contribute something that a Korean citizen cannot provide.
And here's why I don't understand why it's so expensive. Because everything you have to do has to do with a government worker. And a government worker's pay is gone through Congress through appropriations, because they have to do a budget on everybody that makes money in their salary, all that stuff, to whatever their benefit package is. And so they're already getting paid.
But here's the deal.
Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting paid to process the paperwork.
Right.
Okay. So if the actual cost is you have to hire a lawyer,
that's what
to do it, then I think that the system is broken if it takes you hiring a lawyer, kind of like the VA.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That you have to hire a lawyer because somebody in there is not agreeing with you. And then later on, when you hire a lawyer, all of a sudden, hey, it went through. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
But the same thing, if you have a system where you have to hire a lawyer to fight with government workers to get your Social Security, your VA benefits, your citizenship, something's wrong with the system.
Yeah.
Who are you paying other than a lawyer to become a citizen in the United States? I don't understand that. I work for the government. That's how it's done. So who are you paying in the government? Because there's not a piece of paper in the world that's worth a couple of freaking grand at the minimum. So
yeah, you're not paying the government, though. You're paying lawyers, and that is the
exactly
issue. You shouldn't have to use a lawyer.
But it's like the government is set up to make it so hard. Hey, they might give up.
But what are most of our Congress people? What are most of our Congress people before they become Congress persons?
Lawyers?
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
They're mostly lawyers.
Yeah.
If you look at it, a lot of them are lawyers.
Yeah.
And if they're not lawyers, they're business people, and they're in insurance, and they're in pharmaceuticals, and yeah.
Oh, just go through there after a lawyer gets done, when they mark up your mortgage and everything, and you try to read that, you're just like going, what did I just read? They make it so difficult.
Yeah.
It's absolutely pathetic.
Hello, Denise McDonald.
Hey, Denise.
She came on last night on here.
She did come on Sergeant Talks TV last night. She did very well for her first time going live.
Did I say hi to Leah and Layla Vlogs?
No, you did not.
Hello, Leah and Layla Vlogs.
Hello.
See, Square County Homestead said, took my grandkids tent camping this past weekend. Phones, tablets were left at home. They had a blast.
I bet you they became kids.
Hey, there's Minty Cactus.
Hey.
Hello, Minty
Our
Cactus.
featured channel of the night.
Right. Welcome in.
Yes. Guys, there she is.
Yeah.
Make a friend. Go over to her channel.
That's right.
Check her out.
Linda Peterson says Ronald Reagan was a great president, and man, I met that man in my parents' backyard, the home I grew up in.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, Ronald Reagan was a great man.
Yeah.
Oak said, try becoming a citizen in another country. You have to have minimum a college degree, and that's what I was saying about Korea. You have to speak Korean.
Yep.
You have to be able to do something that a Korean cannot contribute. And I get that. You want to protect your people and make sure they have jobs. You know, we have a lot of homeless people and people out of work in this country. So taking away from that, that's...
Well, to be fair to the Koreans require you, before you can put an application in, is to prove and test in Korean that you can speak, read, and write Korean, okay, before they'll take your application. And then you have to have a purpose for moving to the country, not just because I like Korean women, okay?
Yeah.
And like she said, you have to provide a service if you want to start a business that Koreans don't offer, because their citizens get the offer first. Okay. And so let's say you're from India and you want to open an Indian restaurant. Where do you want to open it at? What city? They'll look and say, hey, what is offered there? And if there's no Indian restaurant, they'll say, okay, check, you meet that requirement. And then they give you, you can become it's what's called like a resident alien before they give you citizenship.
Yeah.
And you have a 5-year trial, and you have to have enough finance in the bank that they can see.
Oh, yeah.
To provide for yourself, for your family, to run your business for 5 years. And then you go back in, they say, hey, your business is doing great. It's good for Korea. And here's your citizenship.
Right.
Now,
you have to be productive.
If your business fails, your ass is kicked out of the country.
Yeah.
Because you're not producing for the Korean people. Korean people come first. If you go out and let's say, hey, I just got my citizenship, I live in Korea now, I don't have to go back to India, and you go out and you're having a few drinks and you get in a fight with a Korean. First of all, you're not Korean. You're the one going to jail because you hit.
Even if they started it.
You assaulted a Korean nationalist. So you're going to jail, waiting for your court date, serve your time, and then you're kicked out of the country. Because then they're going to freeze all your assets, take your assets, give it to the Korean to pay for all medical bills, harm and mental abuse and stuff like that. And then you're kicked out of the country. Yeah. If we did that here in America, people that have so much time on their hands that they don't have to worry about a job and stuff, they would lose their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Paul said if a president can only have 2 terms in office, why have the USA got senators and congressmen why do they not have terms? And
because they make the laws.
They make the laws. So, yeah. I wish they did, and I know
they'll
it's been
never
talked
pass
about,
term limits.
I don't think it will.
For congressmen and senators.
John Goes Outdoors said they shouldn't be able to have stocks. I agree. I don't think they should be able. I think that their portfolio should be frozen until they're done in Congress or Senate.
And funny thing is, they weren't millionaires when they went in.
No, absolutely not.
If you were a multi-millionaire and you said, hey, I would like to go there and fight and scream and look like a 2-year-old, even though I got, $900 million. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's kind of funny when you look at their portfolio, like Jasmine Crockett, they just were looking at her, and she has a law firm, but in 23, in her law firm, she only made $26,000.
Yeah.
According to the IRS, she made $26,000. Now she's worth $9 million. How does that happen?
Well, and the whole thing is even though she has a law firm, she's not allowed to work that job while she's
right.
So she's only allowed to make $47,000 outside of what she's getting paid to be. So $47,000, that's it.
That's on a job.
On a job, on whatever you were doing before you went in. Now you can have investments, you can have real estate, you can have, you can have book deals.
Yeah.
But you can't work a job and make over $47,000 while you're.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How do you make that much money in a little over a year?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Ask yourself.
Yeah. Bitcoin. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, we have 1 minute left.
Oh, do we really?
Yep.
Yep. All right. So, hey, guys, I'm glad you guys came in. Remember, Brian at the Vineyard Farmhouse is up next. And don't forget, Mid-America YouTube Meetup, May 16th through the 18th. Eufaula State Park at Deep Fork Campground, Homestead on Facebook to get all the details on the event page and how to register for your camping area. plus hotel information on there.
Yep.
All right. And also 10 Killer Meetup is just right around the corner. It's April 25th through the 27th at Cherokee Landing State Park on Lake 10 Killer. Please go to travelok.com for park reservation information if you're going there to camp. Also, the 10 Killer Lodge is the nearest hotel, so please check them out. Also, you can stay in Tahlequah. Many hotels in Tahlequah. Really nice. It's only 13 miles away or so. So go check that out. If you have questions, get a hold of Johnny Gillum at 10 Killer YT, that's YouTube, YT, meetup at gmail.com. All right. Whew. Plus, Johnny will be on tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and he'll have information about the meetup.
He will.
Tomorrow at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. So check out the Gillums tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. So, hey, guys, thanks for coming in. We love each and every one of you. And remember, be kind to one another. Help somebody in need. And always, always think of that. Guys, we love you. God bless you. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good night, Leanne. Love you too.
All right. See you on Friday, Paul.